Hello, welcome back. My name is Literally Dead, and today we're going to be doing some Tower of Trials. I decided to actually do this on the first day it comes out, instead of doing it like a week later where no one cares at that point, so maybe this time we'll do a little better this time, right? Anyways, so we're going to do floor 1 through 5. It looks like the struggle for this one, or the debuff, is grants 5 mighty blocks to a stunned enemy. That's going to be interesting, you guys just got to watch out for that. And then there is a Blessing of Tenacity, meaning all Tenacity heroes have increased stats by 50%, so you best know we are going to be using Tenacity class heroes. So as you can see on our first team, we're going to be using Shelda. It is very important to use her second awaken ability, the explosive one, right? So that way she can actually deal damage. The relics I'll be running will be the Mask Relic, the Insignia Relic, and the Boots Relic, the Speed Boots Relic. You know, the one where they go really fast? Yeah, it's actually pretty helpful, I realized, because it helps Shelda kind of just zoom across the field, especially if she gets knocked back. She can just get straight back into the fight. And it also does increase damage too, so that's pretty cool. The altars I'll be running will be 15 Blacksmith and 10 Mage. The 15 points to Blacksmith helps with getting all that good equipment when you're forming, and then Mage is helpful because she can use her ability more often. More ability, more damage. And since she's a Tenacity class hero, she just absolutely shreds this floor, and pretty much the entire section, floor 1 through 5, so yeah, it's gonna be pretty easy. Now on the other side, I have the second troop, which is for Kirdan. Kirdan is also another Tenacity hero, so he's going to get that 40% stat boost. His team is going to be a little bit different, but a little bit the same. So we still have the Insignia and Mask, and then we have the Shield Relic for the Mighty Blocks. The altars I'll be running will be 15 Blacksmith as like before, but this time I'm using 10 points of the Altar of Blood. I think that's important not only because of the mighty blocks, but because of the attack HP drain. It's pretty nice, to be honest, especially for Kirdan when he's moving around doing his ability like a Beyblade, you know, just completely wiping out the enemy team. Oh, and I forgot to mention the miracle I'm running is Transcendence, where you cast skills twice for every third skill cast. It's not as helpful for Kirdan, but it is floor 1 through 5, so it's not a big deal. I'm just using that because I don't want to buy the other ones, and I don't want to buy the pass so I can change in between each of them, right? Yeah, Transcendence is honestly my favorite one, or the best one to benefit the most amount of heroes. Kirdan isn't necessarily one of those, but I don't care. Okay, so this is going to be a new series I'm going to try out. So I tried it out last season. I did 1 through 4. It didn't do as well as I thought, view-wise, but I think that's also because I did it so late, right? I did the video way later after Tower Trials came out. That was a big issue for me, so definitely kind of hurt the views because no one cares at that point. So we're going to try it a little different and do it on day 1 and see what happens and go from there. Yeah, I'm going to try to do every 5 floors for the next 4 consecutive days. Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this, and then afterwards maybe I'll do those max challenges so I can do those guides. But first I want to do these floor 1 through 5, then 6 through 10, you know what I mean, just so beginner players can get a good idea of how to effectively beat these floors, especially since you're you don't have the strongest heroes. That's why I'm doing these by class, so each floor is actually going to be very different from each other. This floor has a boost for Tenacity class heroes. The next floor, I believe it's Mystique heroes, so we'll be seeing a different team during that time. Yes, there are more efficient ways, especially for people who have strong teams. You could just use Chung-Ah or Evan or Shelda or even Ren, right? That can get you through floor 1 through 20 without much issue. However, there are newer players who kind of struggle and probably won't be able to get past some of these chapters or floors, so that's why I'm doing these by their class, so I can show you that maybe instead of doing it one way, you can do it this way, right? So this way will help you kind of ease your way through it easier than maybe the more traditional way, because again, that 40% stat boost is insane. So anyways, these bandits aren't a big deal at all. They're not strong. It's pretty basic, so it should be pretty easy for people. This is kind of an introductory course on what I'm doing and what I'm planning to doing for the next couple of floors going on in the future. Oh, and I forgot to talk about equipment. So for Shelda, it's important to get her ability to be as strong as possible, but at the same time doing it really fast. So I chose to do 2 staffs and 1 bow. And these are all in tier 4, by the way, or at least attempt to try to get a tier 4. The more important thing is to get them to tier 7, because the higher the tier, the more damage. You know how it is. I chose the same equipment for Kirdan, however, it is more forgiving if you give him swords too. I don't think there's that big of a difference either way. I just got a lot of staffs when I was forming, so I just used staffs this time. And again, I kept the bow because faster attacks. Now, what I would like to mention about Shelda's team, I really like the boots relic. It's actually kind of fun seeing her kind of zoom across the field and do a bunch of damage really fast, like zoom, 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 like that. I don't know, that's pretty cool if you ask me. For Kirdan, he's already pretty cool with the Beyblade effect that he has, just kind of zooming around too. I really like how Kirdan like attacks with his ability and moves around while he's on his ability too. That's like a really crazy concept that is super overpowered. Alright, floor 5, we are at the boss. It's the Last Crusader Ophirion. Ophirion becomes stronger when there are few heroes on the battlefield. However, that doesn't really matter all that much because he is on floor 5, he's not particularly strong, so it doesn't matter. He's a really easy clear, so everything stays the same. Shelda is just gonna zoop up right next to him and just obliterate him. However, Kirdan struggles a little bit more. He doesn't have that like crazy damage output towards a boss. However, the points to the Altar of Blood helps him stay alive. Yeah, Ophirion doesn't do a lot of damage, so it's really not that big of a deal at all. Anyways, that's just about it. I'm going to finish up here by collecting some of those loot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you enjoyed, I will definitely make more of this. Comment down below if you want to see more of this. So I definitely think this is going to be a little bit of a fun series for you guys, get a little idea of how my mind process works when doing these chapters, and maybe help out some newer players get past some of these floors. So if this helps, I would be very glad. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye!